Three, two, one, and we're live, folks. Welcome back to ACG, where we're just a couple gamers. I'm your boy Smooth.
I'm your boy Doc.
And guys, this is episode 31. And in this episode, I take, and as Doc takes, our oath to BDS family as made guys. We climbed our way through the rankings of the criminal underworld. We tried to do our own thing, and honestly, we just felt like we needed a place to call home. We were loyal to each other for so long and loyal to Chat Mafia, but now, guys, now it's our time to take our rightful place in the most powerful family in 29-1. I say that to say that we already had so many good friends in BDS. We already had so many great connections and relationships with all the players there. It just only seemed right that we take our place in the family. So today, tonight, and forevermore, we are now BDS made guys. In the criminal underworld, you would say we are absolutely untouchable. So as I do my thing, I'm going to let Doc fill you guys in, and here we go.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to the live. This is Doc's update. So first and foremost, just want to go ahead and give a shout out to Smooth for allowing me to be on the podcast. That's always love right there. Second off, first ever Godfather tournament, guys. Still going. Registration is still happening right now. To get involved, you must subscribe to the Mobile Mafia chat on Discord and the Godfather. Once you subscribe, follow, go in there and talk. Say hi to everybody. Let everybody know who you are, what server you're from. And if you have any knowledge or you have any questions or you want to, spread your wealth, by all means, that's what that chat room's for, right? Also, just a heads up, we got Kill Event Week coming up. It starts at Reset, right? First event is Mansion Event, guys. Like I said, Kill Event Week. There's nothing else to be said about that. Then there's other zones that are going through mergers and having server wars. But like I said before, guys, we would love to broadcast your updates. Not your drama, not all that inside stuff, but like really broadcast your events so everybody can see what other zones are doing. We still have that invitation out for everybody. All you need to do is either hit up me, Smooth, Lethal, or Alicia Mack and let us know that you're interested, and we would definitely get you in and get you started. And low-key, I may bring you on the show and have your own little segment between these news updates. Other than that, just want to thank Fred yesterday. That was an awesome show yesterday. Just to recap, she was just giving us some insights, some strategy in a way of data. And I think that was a very, very, very informal meeting yesterday. So I want to give a shout out to Fred on that one. Also, what else we got going? That's about it for right now. In updates and stuff, if anything comes across, by all means, I'll definitely let you guys know what's going on. And then other than that, man, just peace and blessings. You know what I'm saying? Back to you there, Chuck Smooth.
Hey, thanks everybody for coming into the live, guys. If I could get just some, first of all, shout out Alicia Mack, shout out T-Rex, shout out Olivia, and shout out everybody else who's jumping into the live right now, guys. And we are very happy to be with you, Olivia and Rex and Alicia, our moderator. We're very happy to be in BDS. This is something that we've been cooking up for a long time, guys. I've been in talks with BD for damn near since I found out he was in the server, and it was exactly where I wanted to be. And I just want to explain a few things to the people because I feel like a lot of people are kind of confused, or I feel like a lot of people felt like we weren't, loyal to BDS and we were only coming there because we ran out of options and this and that. I want to explain a few things. You got something to say?
No, go ahead. You good?
First thing I want to say, we put our trust into Don Zach, as a leader. We had nothing but intentions of trying to make it work there because we had Supporter, we had Gotti, we had a lot of the original people that we were friends with, but leadership wasn't good there. Then after that, it came down to what's healthy for the server. At the time, Angelito wasn't over there yet. Xena still had her family, and it was we had this image in our head of the 5 families, right? Like we were like, yo, this server's got to be different because we want a bunch of families. We weren't trying to have just 2 families 2 weeks in. You know what I'm saying? Like the number 1, we wanted to make the least amount of enemies possible. Number 2, we wanted to be friends with everybody. Even if we were in enemy families, we just wanted to be friends, partly for content and also partly for a healthy server. And then lastly, we wanted the more families, the better, right? Because that's a healthy server. But if you look, somebody hit the fast forward button, boom, 1 month in, we already got 2 families. Right? I mean, nothing against AVG, nothing against the Russian family, nothing against anybody else's family. It's just, I mean, at the end of the day, guys, they're more like gangs than families when you compare them to the 2 bigger families, right? And then so we were just trying to create a healthy server. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't want all the power stacked in one family right off the rip, right? And it's kind of hard to avoid when you have such a juggernaut like BD. Everybody's gonna run to that family, right? I mean, for fuck's sake, the family name is named after BD, which is great, right? I feel like that's a staple. He's a staple in our server. He's the biggest. I mean, it's only right. You know what I'm saying? He created the family, so carry on the name. But we were just trying to create a healthy family. And so that's why we didn't just run over there right away. Hey, shout out Il Lupo. Who's Il Lupo, guys? We need to figure out who this is. If everybody, can we get a round of applause for Il Lupo? We gotta keep the new people coming in here, guys. So thank you so much for coming into the chat. Il Lupo, what server are you from? What's your game name? And thank you so much for coming into the live. Yeah, so I think that pretty much explains it, guys. But the entire time that we were trying, Athena in the house, y'all. What's up, Athena? Thank you so much. I hope your fur baby's okay. We have been thinking about you, and we have kept you in our thoughts. And yeah, we just want you to be okay, Athena. And we're glad you could make it. If you guys are in a different time zone and you guys are staying up late to rock with us, we appreciate that a lot. Okay. Listen, so I do think that kind of sums up the narrative, guys. And I'm not going to mention any names, but basically, what happened was Aztec and Doc and I came into BDS, and there was a little bit of turbulence. People didn't know who to trust, and there's still a lot of craziness going on in our server behind the scenes between TBH family and BDS and everybody else. So listen. Just know Doc and I have nothing but good intentions, and we're here to prove ourselves, not only to the server, not only to the entire game population community, and also to BDS. Okay, the management of BDS. I realize that we're just now coming in as made guys, but we're here to stay, and we want you guys to know. Here's a toast to BDS, to management, to the family, and to the future. Cheers to Chat Mafia.
Cheers. Hey, all right, so go ahead, T. Go ahead.
Just jumping real quick to expand on that. I think on behalf of BDS, welcome, obviously.
Thank you.
You guys know I'm a big supporter. I'm a big supporter of you guys. Aztec brought me into BDS originally, and there was no love lost when I decided to stay. He understood. I understood why he stepped away to join you, because you guys reunited on the server, and as I reunited with like BD and then Jen and Steve, so we were very amicable about that. But I just think the situation was a little turbulent already when you guys stepped in the door, so people's heads were still spinning from from viewers joining the server and some other stuff going on. So I think there was just the water was a little muddy, and now we got it cleared up, and everything seems to be good. But just to expand with you guys and some of the concerns with BDS, I know you have both explained to me a number of times in the past, and I know it continues now. Nothing gets shared on this podcast from any player that does not wish for it to be shared. So don't worry about, if you're sharing battle reports or tech or tips or tricks or whatever. If you don't explicitly tell Smooth or Doc that they can share it here, what happens in Vegas is staying in Vegas.
That's right.
Right.
Okay. And that's one way for them, I feel, to really earn the trust of the players who maybe had a couple questions, was when it stays in Vegas, you're going to know you can trust these guys. And if it doesn't, I'll eat my words.
That's right.
So let me just go ahead and put this to bed, okay? And I want every BDS member to hear this. And I want every BDS member to hear this, even if they don't hear this podcast, hear it. Link it with them, okay? I'm saying this in front of T-Rex and in front of Liv, who's on the podcast, as well as the thing, okay? Yes, we had a misunderstanding in the beginning, okay? Yes, there were some things that were misconstrued. Yes, was I upset? I was, okay? But after that, when I talked to the key players of that situation was null and void, okay? Then there was another situation. Yes, I was a little emotional about it because of the type of situation that it was. It was like an unwritten rule being done, okay? Yeah, I said what I said, all right? But then after that, I was like, okay, it is what it is, all right? But then after that, I made myself and told myself, listen, whatever happens. We're not gonna be that old guy that paused the drum. Right? Let's just resolve the drum.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So then if you guys notice, from episode 1 to episode 31, it went from here to a whole dynamic here. Okay? So here's the thing I want to tell you guys. Number 1, you can trust me. All right. Number 2, you don't want nothing put on this podcast. Best believe Doc will not have nothing put on this podcast. And Smooth can go ahead and convert to that too. He'll let you know that I'm serious about that. Number 3, I have changed. I am not the old Doc. Okay. Now, granted, I'm gonna have to earn trust from people. And guess what? I salute you on that. I respect that. I don't have a problem showing you guys that, you know what? This ain't the Doc that we used to know. People can say bad things about this guy, but this really ain't the guy that people say. And I got a prime fact about that. Fuck Aztec King. If y'all remember that episode, people still had bad taste in their mouth about me for something that I didn't even do. Okay? And so, yeah, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Stories can be told around the universe. But here's the thing. Come to me first and ask me what really happened. Because at the end of the day, I still had a bad light on me because of what happened in the past. And I can respect people not wanting to turn that leaf over and talk it and dwell on it. That's cool. I don't have a problem with that. Right? But just don't lay that energy on me. That's all I'm saying. Because I'm not that old guy. All right? Because if you guys really want to know, I got the get down of what's going to go down. Okay?
Huh? Well, huh? Whoa, what?
Okay? Let's
What you mean?
on the table.
What you mean?
All right?
Whoa.
Let me finish. Hey, you ain't even got to ask the question, dog. You told me, Doc, do you? I'm doing you right now. So, here we go. You ready?
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Listen, everybody. Okay? Now, listen, everybody. All right? Since I'm the bad guy, I'm going to be the good guy right now.
Oh, shit.
Okay?
Oh,
now,
shit.
Let's go back to Is It Beerus podcast. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, everybody, you got to understand. If you was listening to the Is It Beerus podcast, pretty much them two individuals explained what the fuck they're going to do. Okay? Now, go listen to the podcast and listen to the word attract, listen to the word friends, and listen to what was done in 28-1 prior to all of that. And then you got to ask yourself, well, the corporate was Zach. Zach was the corporate, right? So what happens in 29-1? The twirling of the tornado twists. And what happens? He goes back into history. Okay? But I'm trying to tell you guys something. Okay? Confirmation is confirmed in the podcast. You may not like the podcast, but at the end of the day, the podcast gives you information that you need to know. So to protect my zone and to show my BDS family and friends that I am very trustworthy, just understand that the person that was in your family didn't give two shits about you. And just understand, it's ironic how someone takes over an M29. Now, this same similarity is happening in 28-1. And it happened. Okay? So there you go, guys. I told you enough information that you need to put the pieces together.
No, don't do that, bro. Come on, bro. I'm even lost, bro. There's so many people in the live right now. Like, bro, like some people might get it. Some people might get it, but bro, a lot of people don't know what the fuck you were talking about.
Yeah, a lot of people do know what I'm talking about. Trust me when I tell you that, dog.
I think what Doc is saying is that there was a lot of parallels popping up between 28 and 29. There are similarities of the order of events that happened. Okay, Zach having a family, reaching out to a certain person for assistance, that person showing up and giving that assistance, and a certain other person saying, hey, what I do is infiltrate families and take them apart from the inside. So that brought a lot of concerns to light when Beerus did show up, because people were like, hey, wait a second, I feel like I'm having deja vu. I feel like I just heard this story, but it was about another server. So there were concerns, and I'll be the one to say it. Like, I went to BDS management and said, hey guys, I like this person. I think they're very nice and a very solid player, but maybe we need to have a conversation amongst us of like, where's this going? Like, you know, is she here to play? Is it her server, not her server? Let's go and speak to her like an adult and get her perspective and where she's coming from with this, because again, she says that she was not aware Beerus was acquiring this account until after it happened, or literally as it was happening. So let's give her the benefit of the doubt, because she's been here for a while now, and we'll see where her head's at and where her heart is at, and give her the opportunity to defend herself up against some of these questions that were starting to arise. Unfortunately, before I woke up this morning, like you said, some poo hit the fan, and she has decided to leave the family and go on her own, and I respect that. I had a conversation with her in Discord where I explained, hey, I am the one who raised the red flag, because it's in the belief of fair gameplay. Okay, it's very hard to have one person in one family and their significant other in another family who is the number one chief rival, and be like, yeah, I don't have any concerns whatsoever. We're gonna have fair gameplay. So I brought that up. I said, hey, let's talk like adults and see what we could come up with out of this, because I want competition on the server. Absolutely, 100%. I was excited when Beerus showed up because I know the player he is. I know his reputation, and I know he can fight and he can play the game. And I said, this is great, because maybe he'll actually come out of that bubble and maybe he'll play. And I gotta look over my shoulder for somebody. Like, that's what KE event is really all about. But is he looking over someone's shoulder and seeing, oh, hey, look, T-Rex is attacking somebody. He's got his bubble down. Let me go lay the smack down real quick. So in the essence of fair gameplay, we needed to have a conversation. Unfortunately, one or two other people felt that they were going to take it upon themselves to do it in a different manner, and she didn't like it, so she left. And that's her decision. That's her fun. I have no ill will towards her, and I hope she understands that. I hope Beerus understands that. We were just looking at this as an essence of fair gameplay and wanting to get to the bottom of it because the dust was still settling. No one really, like, heads were still spinning about what was going on. And unfortunately, like, it kind of caused a big storm. I do apologize for that, but management needs to discuss things. It's what we have to do to lead the family in the right direction. And if we didn't bring this up and we didn't discuss it amongst each other and say, like, hey, what's going on here? Like, let's talk this through. We're not doing our job in leading the family and making sure that things are on the up and on the level. So that's where that came from. And so I hope she and he understand there is no ill will. But whatever it is they're going to choose to do moving forward,
right?
Okay. If she's going to stay and play on the server, obviously he's going to stay and play. We'll see where it goes, but I hope they understand that, like, there was no ill intent, and I hope we can move forward amicably and have some real, like, good, friendly, healthy competition. Because that's all I think any of us really want leading up to server war, because you can't learn or stay in practice if you're a veteran fighting in combat and active combat and things like, because it's not just all, like, oh, I found a guy who dropped his bubble because he's offline, I'm going to zero him. When you get to server war, people are online, they're more active. Like, you have to worry about somebody or two or three somebody's porting in on you and looking to take you out. It's different than just, like, KE needs to be practiced for server war. And if it's not, and you're just running around bubbling off or zeroing offline players, that's not what this game is supposed to be like. You need to learn to play with the alarm going off, with multiple marches coming at your city, at your garrisons, them trying to time you, speed hits coming in. You got to learn how to get your marches in and out, and change the frequency and the speed of your own marches. And, like, there's a lot. You can't just be like, oh shit, throw a bubble up in, like, every time. But at the same time, you don't want to get zeroed either. So we need to learn that before we get there. So I really hope they do come in and provide that really, like, that friendly, healthy competition, knowing, and just make sure everybody gets this. Okay, animosity all aside, whatever. Whether we're one family or two families or three come server war, if we cannot play together, we will fail. We will not win. We will not succeed. So all your animosity and hatred and whatever everybody has, by the time we get to server war, we don't have to be best friends.
Right.
But we need to be able to be on the same team and communicate. But being in one family, generally, historically, works the best for communication purposes and for being able to know who is online, who's not, who needs reinforcement. Like that, it's just easier that way to do it from all under one roof. There's no miscommunications or less communication that way. They're like, everyone's on the same page, more or less. So we have to get there. And I think Xena stepping away, and I again, in my heart, I hope she truly did. I don't know if she still has access or not. I'm going to take Beerus at Beerus's word. I have no reason not to. He says she doesn't. I'm going to take him at his word. I think her stepping away is opening the door towards the future, regardless of whatever they decide to do on this server, if it's healthy competition. And I hope that makes sense to everybody.
Yeah, it definitely does to me. What's that?
I gotta clock in at work real quick, so give me like 30 seconds and I'll be back.
Okay, no problem, brother. So, how are you feeling, Doc? Like, what are you thinking, brother? Like, I know I've been working all day. You've been working, whatever you were doing all day, brother. I'm not sure. I've been so damn busy, but how you feeling, man? What are you thinking? Me personally, I think this is the beginning of some amazing content, game wise.
Yeah, I definitely see something big, productive, amazing happening. The sky's the limit. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
especially when the guidelines were set, right? So
Right.
we know what we have to do,
Right.
And the dust settled, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is, like T-Rex said. And the thing is, I just need people to understand. I understand people's emotions. Don't get it twisted. Like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I get it. I get it. It can be intense and stuff, right? I definitely understand it. I'm not going to hold no grudge toward nobody. You know what I mean? Like, it's all love here, dog. You know what I mean? I get it. You voiced your opinion. And that's totally, I get that. But the human nature side of things, too, kind of goes into play, right? And that goes back to that question, psychology versus game strategy. Right. Now, where I see this moving forward is a dynamic. It can be dynamic. It can be fucking great. Okay, facts.
Mm-hmm.
But T-Rex hit it on the head. It's just communicate. You know what I'm saying? We all just gotta communicate. And I'm putting myself in that mix too. Right? I'm not gonna leave myself out. No, I'm gonna put myself in that mix too. I'm gonna hold myself accountable as well. Right? And I'll tell everybody right now that, I felt like I did something wrong to y'all or said something wrong. I'm saying it on the podcast right now. I apologize. Right? And if it's anybody in particular families that feel some type of way, hey, I'm here. I apologize. If you can forgive me, I appreciate it. If not, I still respect you. Right? So I just wanted to put that on the podcast as well so folks can hear my voice versus seeing words. Because if you can hear someone, you can genuinely hear if they're full of shit or if they really mean it. Versus if I can tell you online or through text, you're not going to see the sincerity or the genuine aspect of things. So I wanted to say that personally on you, right? So anybody in BDS, okay, and I'm saying this right now, anybody in BDS that we had a fallout, we had a miscommunication, I said some crazy shit, I got emotional or whatever, I'm telling you right now, I'm a human being and I apologize. You understand?
Yeah.
So that being said, I'm going to leave that at that. I'm back.
Welcome back, my man. Welcome back. This is the Goderator. For those who don't know who's on the line, we got T-Rex, one of the heavy hitters. T-Rex.
Thank you, gentlemen. Nice to be back.
Yeah. So, just from your side of things, Rex, you wanna kind of fill the people in on anything, just from your side of things.
As far as, are we still on the same subject?
Oh, no. Just kind of as far as, BDS, you've been in BDS for a while, we just got here. We don't really know what to expect, in the family. The way I'm looking at it is, as Doc and I have been, making our bones, and we're just now sworn into the family. We don't know really much about the ins and outs, of the family dynamic. We don't really know too much about what's going on with the events because we just got here. If you could just fill people in as far as what they can expect to see from us in BDS.
I think once people start to get to know you guys, and those who have their guards up start to let their guards down, we're going to see some growth from you guys as players.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not, directly as in power aspect or whatever, but your knowledge base is going to expand in some areas and aspects rapidly. Like once you start to see the inner workings of some of the mad scientists' brains that we have, it's going to be a lot of like wide eyes, like holy shit, I didn't know that type stuff.
Nice. That's what I want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think that's when I was discussing this today with our management and with some of our members, is like this is what we've always done historically. Okay, since BDS was formed, we bring people in who want to be a part of something and want to learn and improve their gameplay. Okay, I mean, we've done it at like the craziest times in certain situations. Like, I've been an advocate. Like, hey, don't have a family merger in the middle of KE, and I stick to that. But like we've taken players in the middle of KE. Like on Friday, I was like, I'm gonna go see if Angelito's bubble's up, and on Saturday, I was like, hey Angelito, let's go see if someone else's bubble is up. So like he came over in the middle of KE. You can make it work if you're willing to make it work. And so, like, I think, like I said, once guards come down and, like, you guys have my trust and you know, if you ask me a question, I'm going to do my best to help you guys along. But I don't know everything. I admit that. I'm learning stuff. I learn stuff all the time. I love learning things about it, which is one of the reasons, like, I love playing with guys like BD and a lot of the guys we have in our family who have this great knowledge base. Okay, BBG and Roz and Vix and Athena, like they know a lot about the game, and we all have different play styles. And if you open yourself up and become a sponge, you can learn a lot from other people's play styles and the things that they do that maybe you haven't seen done before, or a different way of doing it. So that's what I think you guys can really look forward to. Obviously, the family events, you know, currently we win those. You're going to get better rewards and stuff like that than you've had in your previous family. You're going to have better family tech access. We just shout out to BDS, not the first family formed on the server, but first to a family center. Take a bow, boys and girls. You earned that. So things like that. There's going to be advantages now that maybe you didn't have before.
That's exactly, yeah, that's what I'm looking for, man. And to be honest, I feel like, and I'm never gonna say that the podcast is in the way, because I would rather do the podcast than just play the game. To be honest, at this point, I'm having so much fun meeting everybody and learning. You know what I'm saying? That I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm not leaving the server no matter what happens. So I do somewhat feel like I've been held back a little bit, only because like I explained earlier, we just wanted a healthy server, and before BDS got as big as it was, before Supporter and Angelito and the rest of the world ran over there, Doc and I were like, yeah, we're gonna try and make a healthy family. But you know, once them server doors close and people stop coming in and everybody's already made allegiances and shit, we were kind of just stuck by ourselves. We haven't been able to do any fucking events, really. You know what I'm saying? We did a half-ass purge. You know what I'm saying? We're ready. We're ready to fly with you guys and do these events and have fun for the first time, really. You know?
I'm looking forward to it. I played with you guys before, here and there, and I think you'll be a great addition to the family. So that's really all. You know, other than that, like, you know, if you're new to the podcast, thanks for coming in. Happy to have you here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when we come on.
My man, yo, you just need to do. He just needs to do commercials for us at this point. Just come in and do your commercials.
Just read a commercial. I'll be good to go.
I'm down for the call. I'm down for the cause. You know me.
Hell yeah, man.
Roger. Go ahead.
Hi, are you looking for Godfather knowledge? Have I got the place for you?
We need some pre-recorded Rex messages, bro. We need some, and then like, wait, hold on a second. At the very end, you need to be like, and I support this message.
Right. And then you just put other equipment. That's hilarious.
That's great.
I'm the Goderator.
The Goderator.
He is the Goderator, ladies and gentlemen. The Goderator.
So I do feel like we can kind of expand on some of the events that BDS has been doing or are doing currently right now. I don't, like I said, we just got here, so I don't know what blocks you guys have taken. Can I feature that right now? Is there a way to see?
The are you talking about the occupation event?
Yeah.
To be honest, I only know of a couple because I was not available when they did it so damn fast that we had control of everything that we wanted before I even knew what happened. So,
Yo, hold on a second. Whose accounts are these? Fire support 1?
Yeah, player. He played in my family. He was in my original family.
yeah, he's been around since.
Been around.
Yep.
But isn't there like a bunch of fire supports?
There's 2 of them.
There's 2 of them.
He's got 2 accounts the same size.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
bro's a monster, yo. What the fuck? He's a monster. 2 million.
Yeah, he came over with T-Rex when we came over.
No shit. Wait. Oh my
Yeah, he
god.
was with us. He was with TSR.
Yo, that's awesome, bro. Yo, hey, shout out fire support. My man is on it. He's like a mini imp or some shit. Okay.
He's still a mini, man.
Yeah, I like that. That's awesome. So it looks like BDS has already got Metropolis. They've taken Metropolis here. Let's see. What other blocks do we got here?
I'm looking for one.
Damn, they got Rochester. I'm actually from upstate New York, right near Rochester, so that's pretty dope. Let me see, what else do we got? Who's got
Born in upstate New York.
Really? Where at?
Sodus.
Okay. Yeah, I'm from Syracuse.
Yeah, it's kind of up in that area a little bit.
No shit. Okay.
He said it.
That's
there
awesome.
was a block that's available.
Yeah, us Yankees got to stick together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yankees. Y'all kill that dog.
Hey, look, I'm in the South. All right, I'm already at a disadvantage.
Just go Dodgers.
Go Dodgers.
I'm not a Yankees fan, but you know,
Yeah, of course. Me either.
Great job.
I was until they sold Don Mattingly off to the Japanese league. So
Oh God.
Yeah, that's a cold blow for y'all right there.
Who is
Are you a
the?
baseball fan?
am I a baseball fan?
Yeah.
Not as much as I used to be, but
Gotcha.
yeah, I'm a Braves fan. I have been since Dale Murphy was roaming center field.
Okay.
They were the first professional team I'd ever seen play a game besides the Yankees.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay, so
I got an idea, guys. But go ahead, keep talking to Rex.
yeah, just not game related or whatever, but we'll get to know the Rexy. I have family ties to the Yankees organization.
Oh shit.
So I got to see a lot of games growing up. We have a very close family friend who grew up with Phil Rizzuto.
Oh.
So I got to go to a lot of games. I've been in the dugout before during games. So when I went down to Florida to visit my father's parents, my grandfather wanted to take me to a ball game, but back then, because I'm kind of old, there was no professional team in Florida. So we stopped in Atlanta on the way, and he took me to a Braves game, and they were terrible. But Dale Murphy was like a perennial all-star. I played center field, he played center field, and he became my favorite player other than Don Mattingly. So when Mattingly went off to Japan, I became just a Braves fan, and they were the worst team in the league at the time. So there's no front running here, okay? I've been through the doldrums with these guys as they built up that franchise that, won 13 straight pennants, and now they're back again. So,
That's awesome, dude.
little side note.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. I'm being honest. I kind of wish I had any kind of connection at any stadium. I'll take the minor leagues at this point.
He said I'll take
Can everybody in chat please welcome Sturbin back to the chat? Get a round of applause for Sturbin. Hey, he said hi, Lethal.
Probably because I'm ignoring him on Discord.
And Lupo again, thank you so much. I love seeing new faces in here, guys. This is amazing. I will say though, it is part of Chat Mafia's job though, guys. We got to welcome these new people back in. At this point, Sturban's been in at least 2 or 3 of our lives. I am trying to pay attention and see who is consistently coming into the lives. I want to put everybody's name on that board, but unfortunately I can't do it because we only have room for so many people on the board, first of all, and second of all, these giveaways are going to happen more frequently. I'm just waiting to get a response back from the developers so I can go ahead and get these packs for you guys. And like I said, if they're not responding fast enough, I'll go ahead and pay for the packs myself. I just want to make sure we can do consistent giveaways on this channel, and the only way to make sure you guys are in the running for a giveaway is to get your name on that board. As I said it earlier in chat, in case you missed it, if you guys aren't on that board, if you guys are not an OG Chat Mafia member, then that means you guys just need to be in here consistently, and then I will ask the Chat Mafia, if there anybody new that we should add to the board, and then the Chat Mafia can vote you guys in so that you guys can get, be a part of these giveaways. But I'm doing it for the people who are consistently coming in here, who never miss live streams, and that's the deal, guys. So get your name on that board. Trust me, you guys are going to want these packs. So we've covered a few things. We covered lightly the drama that happened today. We covered a little bit more about the situation, which we are now BDS made guys. And, we are kind of just, we're trying to earn our keep here. Unfortunately, we missed some of the events that were already taking place, but I will go over some of these events here. If you guys are in different servers, so we have the occupation event going on right now. Training event just started as of server reset. We got the drinking points event. We have the talent. Oh. Wait, what?
Be in the bar.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
You gotta be in the bar. Drinking in the bar.
Oh yeah, gotta be in the bar. But I won't do that again. I don't know if you guys missed it, like the first or the second episode. But shut the fuck up, Doc. You know damn well you'd have been pissed off. All right, look, right? So again, guys, I do not claim to be a vet at all in this game. And let me share with you my horrible experience, okay? So here I am with a bunch of cash out. And at this point, I made a bunch of troops, right? So I'm like, I can't just leave all this cash out. Drinking event hit during server reset, right? And I'm telling Doc, I'm like, yeah, I got like 2 million clean cash. I'm about to burn it up in the drinking event. Doc's quiet. Like Doc always does. Like Doc always does. He doesn't stop me when I go to do something stupid.
I was quiet. Yes, I was.
So then...
Doc will say, yes, I was quiet. Very quiet. Because this dude right here was like a kid in the candy store. When I tell you he dropped 2 mil in like 5 minutes. And when he got done, this dude was so happy. He was happy, joy, happy. Then come the next couple days down the road, that happy, joy turned to frown, sad. And he goes, oh, I thought, And so, you got to look at the silver lining. And my words of encouragement as a friend.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be all right. You're going to, just use those as your trump cards.
No, listen, guys.
That's what happened. Let's just make that clear. That's exactly what happened.
Listen, yo, I spent 2 million clean cash in the drinking event, and I think I got look, right? I was ready to hit that event and look at the rankings, and I thought for sure if I wasn't first, I was second. Bro, I was like 22nd on the ranking list. I had accumulated 2,000 points.
He dropped 2 million, and he was so happy that he was like, bro, I'm about to be like first or second. Watch. Okay. And then he looks at the stat and he goes, bro, I'm like 24th. I'm like, I know.
I know.
I saw it.
I think I won that event.
There it is.
What event did you not?
He adds insult to injury.
Don't
Pretty
be
much
like the
telling
Dead
you,
Sea.
I got you, my guy. Your 2 million was nothing.
Listen.
There's no 50,
No.
100 million.
No, I didn't even get... What?
It's not laundered cash that gets you the big points.
It's the gold. It's the gold.
It's the gold that gets you.
It's gold and bar tokens. When you're
Gotcha.
so one of the things I do is when I'm setting my trains up, I'm looking for those bar tokens.
Right.
I want to accumulate those because during the drinking event they come in very handy. And then in addition on Sundays, I use them in the bar on Sundays because that's when certain items enter the bar that aren't there any other day of the week. Certain skill items that you really, really need to play this game. And I don't want to, divulge too much information, but like if you know the game a little bit, like there's a certain skill that you should really have on all of your capos that you fight with, and it's purple level, and that's one of the only places you can get it without having to hit certain neutral gangs thousands of times. Okay, so put one and one together and try not to come up with a circle.
Right. Because if you do, it's not gonna come out right. I know exactly which one he's talking about too.
Well, I didn't get to the best part. Okay, the best part was, bro.
Best part. Here we go.
I spent all that clean cash, right? And then boom, Capo event comes. Had nothing to star up my capos. Had nothing to use at all, bro. I was so sad. I'm still sad about it, but not as sad as I am about the 70 capo hobby items I wasted. All right, I'm not letting it.
I think you might be able to take advantage of learning, like from players who play kind of like I do. I don't have the financial means to just go buy a win in every event, so we have to do what's called planning ahead.
Cruise.
If you're a new player to this game, learn this now. The events repeat themselves every 2 weeks in the same order. You have a week of family-based events, and then a week of more individual style events, the mansion event, the block event, technology, like that. They repeat. They're in the same exact order. So figure that out. And when you know you're coming off of that family week and reset is coming after the elites, you should have something cooking in your mansion that's for a couple days already to try to maximize on the points as soon after reset as possible. So maybe you can throw another building in there. Or if you have some speed ups, you could get a third or a fourth. That's why when you look at those scores at the end of the mansion event, you see people like, I was chasing after BD last week. I came in and I was like, oh, look at me, I got like 500,000 points. And I woke up the next morning and my man had like 1 million. I was like, what?
He said my man had 1 million points. Holy shit.
What just happened? Okay, but that's what you have to plan ahead. You have to know what's coming up, especially in the individual events.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay? 2, 3, like when you start getting up to mansion levels where a lot of us are at, some of these buildings take days, weeks, months.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to get it cooking in advance so that when the bell rings and the event begins, maybe you only have to burn 5 or 6 8-hour speed ups or something like that to get that done, and bam, all of a sudden you've got 70,000, 100,000 points right off the bat. That's how you can possibly get yourself higher up in the rankings to earn a little bit better rewards. And if you can keep doing that little by little, you can climb your way up a little bit higher, because you have more gold available to you now. You have more speed ups available, more resources for these events. So learn the event schedule, people.
Yeah.
I know people that have been playing this game for like 2 years that are still like, hey, when is the kill event, bro? every other weekend. Every weekend.
Yep.
You should know when it is. Read your family mail. Okay, your management does not write family mail because they like to read their own words. It's for you.
Are you sure?
It's to end. 100%, because I don't like reading what I write.
He said 100%.
Okay, I like listening to myself back on the podcast. That's cool. Like, hey, look at me. But I don't put out there. We put those family mail out there for everybody's knowledge. Okay? Because you got to communicate within the family. Communication is key.
Facts. Yes, it is.
And if you play this game and you pay attention, okay, the players who struggle the most are the ones that, like, 2 months into the server, they're like, hey, does anyone know when the kill event's coming up? and you're like, bro, I just wrote 17 mails about it.
17
Okay, I wrote one. Liv wrote one. BDG wrote one. Roz wrote one. BD wrote one. We flooded your mailbox. What did you think all those numbers were that kept...
What did you think all those numbers were?
Read that. That shit should not say 999.
9999. That's German, by the way.
Yes. Don't cough. Like, you gotta read those. You're not gonna know what's going on if you don't read those. They're veteran players. It's your leadership, your management. They are informing you of what is going on because we know there's newer players.
Right.
You gotta read those. I know what's going on. I know what's going on.
I'm glad you said that.
What's going on. Come on.
I'm glad you said that. I try not to bitch. All right, I'm gonna leave the Reximus Maximus up to giving you guys the shit, okay? Because this is an OG vet player. He's been around the block. If anybody has the right to gripe, it's Mr. Rex. So I'm gonna let him do that. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've been wanting to say that for a very, very long time. When we went to AVG, tons of mail, almost too much. But I heard from management that nobody ever answered back. And it didn't dawn on me until like my second day there when I saw that I had like 30 messages from management. I'm like, oh my God. Like they send 10 a day and nobody's replying. I would have stopped. I'm sorry, I would have stopped.
You can't stop. As soon as you do it, you're like, well, nobody told me. Listen, Adam.
She said that. Olivia said that. Olivia said that literally at the same time you said that, Rex. Olivia typed it in chat. She said the best is when someone says no one told me. I swear to God, bro, she said it at the same time as you. That was creepy.
No, because she knows. Me and her, we're on the same wavelength. When my last server, when I was R6, she was my mail person. Because I couldn't stand it anymore. I was like, I'm not writing any more of these. This is your job.
This is your job.
Passing the torch.
I'm going to tell you if I need something, transcribe this, please. Send out a memo. And like, because I start writing them and I start putting like emojis in there, like alarms and red dots and all kinds of stuff. Like nuclear signs, like, read this now. And people are like, oh, I didn't know we had an alliance. I didn't know we had an alliance with them. Oh, sorry for attacking that. I didn't know we had a farm family. What do you mean?
That's so funny.
We sent out a mail. Do not hit our farm family. Here's the name. Here's the abbreviation. It's in our hive. Don't hit it. Oh, sorry. I didn't know. What? I didn't know. I'm not supposed to kick and burn you. Okay. Fair.
He said I was putting nuclear signs. Angelito, ladies and gentlemen, has entered the live.
Oh my God, I forgot to put Angelito on.
Angelito, put Angelito on the board ASAP, Lethal, please.
Why did I not remember that?
For those of you who don't know, Angelito is an OG chat member, y'all. So Angelito's name's going up on the board, by the way. I definitely did not forget about you, Angelito. It was all lethal, my dude. I mean, that wasn't her either. She had nothing to do with it.
Literally
Nothing.
come for
Don't
you.
come for me.
I will literally come for you. Cooking your own.
So
dinner.
guys, yeah, we've basically covered all of our bases here, man. Is there anything else that we forgot at all?
Angelito, apparently.
I'm trying to think. I don't
think we forgot anything. Any other topics anybody wants to get into for a short period? Questions?
Let me look.
Anything game related from the chat mafia? Like, anyone got anything going on that they want to know about?
Yeah, that's a great. You know what? That's why we need you in here, Rex, my man. Yeah, Chat Mafia. Is there any topics, any drama, any questions, any curiosities at all that you guys would like to hear about, or maybe get Rex's take, or Doc's take, or my take on it? I will, in the meantime, while we're waiting for Chat Mafia to hit us back with an answer. I do want to talk about a few things. I think that TBH family is the topic of discussion right now. Rex and Doc. I'm gonna ask you guys both the same question. Try to keep it short and sweet. That way I can get to both of you guys. But how do you feel about Beerus being R6 right now? First I'm gonna give you my take really quick in just a short few words. I think Beerus is Zach and Xena. I think personally, and this is just I expressed this to BD in a PM. I think this is me. This is speculation, guys. Okay, there's no proof behind this, obviously, but I think that Zach's dad, and for if you guys were paying attention in the older episodes, supposedly Zach's dad is Grim Reaper. I think that Zach's dad is not Beerus. I think I'm sorry. I don't think Beerus is the Beerus you're seeing on my screen. I think the Beerus you're seeing on my screen is Zach and X, but I think Zach called in a favor, or X called in a favor, both of them, to try and save Xena's account from being zeroed completely. And I think that they're both using Beerus, who came on the podcast the other day, as a scapegoat, and he's back at his old server. And that's all Zach really needed, was Beerus to put his name on the account, come into the server for a day or two, and then now I think Xena and Zach are both running that account. That's just my take. What do you think?
Interesting.
What do you guys think?
That's interesting. That's a very interesting.
I will say, through a unnamed source, I do have a screenshot, or I've seen, where Beerus did inform 28 that he was leaving that server. So he did say on the cast the other night that he had 2 big accounts already that he was running. He wasn't sure where he was going to get the time. So maybe that was him trying to free up the time to play on 29. So I don't know if I fully subscribe to he's not here, but it wouldn't be that hard of a sell for me to buy that maybe he's not the only one that has access to the account. Because he's a busy guy. He's got other servers. So if we start to see like an activity level out of that account that rivals a full-time player, you do have to kind of wonder, like, if the dude is really so busy somewhere else, how is he here all the time? Yeah.
Right.
Time's gonna tell. I don't want to slander the guy because I don't know him like that. I don't want to, offend him. Without giving the guy an opportunity or a chance to get to know him or see what he's all about. So, like, I don't want to run rampant with speculation. Obviously, there's a lot of things that could maybe be going on, but I really think we gotta play our game, let the dust settle, and see what things look like. You know, because we're gonna drive ourselves nuts with conspiracy theories and with all the speculation and everything that's going on. And at the end of the day, regardless of who's behind the screen over there, we got to do us. We got to play our game and be the best we can be. So I do hope Xena left. And again, I think Xena and I have kind of become like the best of frenemies. Okay, I respect her as a player. I really do.
Yep.
I think she's come a really long way from when I met her. I think she knows what she's doing. Was her mansion 29 a little on the empty side? I don't know, but with the building event, you know, take advantage of what you have and get the mansion as big as you can. Like, that's what I was telling everybody to do that I knew. So then it's a marathon, not a sprint. You got time to catch up with technology and stuff like that. Beers said that himself. You could sit at an M29 for quite a long time and make it very strong. He's not wrong about that. So who's there? I don't know. I don't want to drive myself crazy because I am a little bit of a conspiracy theorist. I am. Like, my anxiety will go crazy. I hope Xena stepped away, and I hope she continues to play the game somewhere that there wasn't so much animosity towards her because of things that have happened, and I hope for her sake that she learns to play the game with her fangs not out as much.
I like the way you did. Yeah, I like the way you put that.
Very quick to be overly defensive and angered and to go on the attack. And I think if she just kind of just takes everything with a grain of salt, like, she's a really valuable player to a server because she can play the game. She's going to spend money.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the inability to deter herself from getting overly involved in these battles with verbally and some of the things that were said. I mean, she crosses lines. And that's who she is. If that's who she is, let her be true to her. And, you know, she's going to keep getting 72-hour bans and stuff like that. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. I'm just going to play right now, assuming she's not in the game, other than maybe like she has the grandmother that we just recently saw pop up.
Yeah.
Okay, it's obviously her.
Mm-hmm.
She speaks just like Xena.
By the way, it was also Grim Reaper.
She's gonna come into the chat here, and as long as she's respectful, like, more power to her. Like, please come, listen, voice your opinion. Like, I'm sure she'll be on the chat of the podcast again, and like down the road, and we can pick her brain and see how things are going. But I can't spend any more time, and I don't want to, over speculating and just fucking driving myself crazy, worrying about, like, okay, is it really this guy? Who's on? Like, who am I talking? I got to play my game now. I think that's what we all have to do. I think if Beerus is here, good for Zach, because I think Beerus will be a good mentor for him. And I think Zach stepping down as R6 is a very good decision. And again, I hope, like you just said, that Beerus is not just the face of the franchise and things are still being run by the same people behind the scenes, but time will tell.
Yeah, that's basically it, man. Time is gonna tell. And I do think that, you hit on a lot of good points. You can't tell anybody how to play, especially these days. Ego runs everything, but I think you hit on a lot of really good points. What do you think, Aztec? Do you think? What do you think, man?
Oh, what do I I start? That's the question. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I recommend the beginning.
and that's exactly where I'm gonna go. So I'll go right from the beginning. I'm gonna go ahead and say this, and this may ruffle feathers, and that's okay. Okay. There was a reason why I asked a question. Who plays chess? And I'm saying this because the game of chess. Okay? If you pay attention, people will show you their moves. Alright? Now, I was the conspiracy theorist thinking one way. But then I sat back and said to myself, after listening to the podcast with Beerus on it, I said, he pretty much told us what his plans are. So my conspiracy thoughts just went out the door. So now my thoughts are prepare. Okay? And when I say prepare, I say build, grow, and, get things in motion and be preventative versus getting something caught off guard.
Yes.
Okay?
100%.
I'm going to say this too. Okay? We can have a love-hate relationship. I don't have a problem with that. But I am in 100 agreement with T-Rex when it comes down to the family. I'm all about family. We can pull aside our differences, but at the end of the day, we got to come together as a family. Now, here's where I ruffle feathers. Are you ready? Let's go.
I don't know.
You're fine. Don't worry about it. You got to understand something. If you listen to people, they tell you what their next move is. Okay? Number one, you have to look at the circumstances. You have to understand history repeated itself. Now, am I going to say Beerus is going to do what he said on our podcast? Hey, I might invite some friends over. We might have
Oh my God.
We might, and if that happens, here's a serious question. If that happens, is this server prepared for that? Okay? Now, I'm only saying that.
I say we need to play our own game and not be overly concerned about it.
Right. And that's why I said what I said. But I wanted to put the nugget out there for you guys. Because obviously the man said what he was going to do. Now, he may not do it right then and there where everybody expects it, right? And if he does do it, kudos to him and no disrespect to anybody, but that's a well-played guy right there, right? But what not better way to be two steps ahead of that and be preventative and prepared, right? So all bullshit aside, he has the mansion, right? But moving forward, on this day forward, Doc can give two shits about who has the M29. I'm going to worry about BDS and my M24 and find a way to get people to trust me in BDS so we can move forward and prevent any shenanigans that may come this way because of shenanigans of the Black Hand. That's what I have to say.
Well said. I agree with you. I think you and I discussed it. Beerus said a lot of the right things when he was on, but at the same time, I felt like he said a lot without saying a lot. And we touched on, he kept saying attracting players to this server. To me, that says he's looking to recruit other spenders, and he said it. Like, things can change. People can pop up. Him and Zach said it at the end. People can pop up and, out of nowhere and spend and catch up because we're not that far into the server. And if you have deep enough pockets, maybe you're not catching up to BD, but you could catch up to a lot of the other players that are here. Okay, it's not unusual for certain, without a building discount event for some of these whales out there to go into the, mid M20s in a week or two. And especially now, like, you have packs and resources and all kinds of things like that you don't usually have the first 2 weeks of the server that we were at, even though we had the discount, a little disadvantage because we didn't have every pack available. You have like the beginner stuff and whatever. But he did say, and he hit on it a couple of times, he's looking to attract people to come here.
Exactly.
Anybody could pop up and catch up. And again, I hope in the view of healthy competition,
right,
that can happen. More power, like that's better for the server in the long run.
Right.
You know, and if he does come in and we bring some fighters, that's better for BDS because we have to fight them, and that will just better our skills.
Right.
And see, I will say this too. Okay, I do speak like Morgan Freeman, and I do a podcast on the chess aspect. Miss Liv, shout out to Liv for that. He also mentions this too, though, and I would love, and I'm calling these guys out. I don't know disrespect, but I want to know who are the players in the server already, because he dropped dime on that as well. And so I would love for them to come on here and participate with us. You know what I'm saying? Come on the Chat Mafia. Let's have a conversation. You know what I mean? Because we all want to have a friendly game, right? And at the end of the day, we all can be friendly, okay? But at the same time, I know I'm going to make sure that the family that I'm in is going to be prevented at all times. So with that being said, love y'all.
For sure, man. I really appreciate you guys coming on. I fucking love you, Chat Mafia. You guys are amazing. You guys never cease to amaze me. We get more and more people in here every single time. And I promise you, you guys staying loyal to the channel and showing your support is going to pay off for everybody in a huge way. We don't plan on slowing down. We're not going to stop, guys. Episode 31 days in a row. And I promise you guys, as the days go by, shit's going to get sweeter and sweeter. Anything else you guys want to say before we wrap things up?
Absolutely. One thing real quick, guys, Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. You got to give this you got to give it a thumbs up. Okay, I looked at the page. We got like 40, 50 views going on some of these videos, only like 3 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Hit the fucking thumbs up button.
Hit that like, y'all. Hit that like. And that was the
thumbs up button. Subscribe, notification. Do it. Be here.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, guys. Tomorrow's episode, guys, is going to be interesting. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I promise you tomorrow's episode is going to be interesting. Don't forget, hit the tournament tab in the official Godfather Discord. Sign up. Tell us exactly what your name is. Tell us what your server is. And if you guys want to sign up for KCL, FCL, or both. Until next time, guys. Peace.